Here's the story of a bunch of podcasts who were bringing Cubby content to the world. All of them did their own show. Unconnected, obsessive baseball nerds. It's the story of a bunch of Cubs fans who are consolidating all their shows. They're uniting, doing it together, so we all can grow. Cup of Cubby Blues combining with Sunranto, baseball rabbit hole and Cubs PS Plus. With Cubs Pod and Briggs behind the ivy, they're all teaming up to be the Bleacher Bunch, the Bleacher Bunch. We love the Cubs, that's the way we became the Bleacher Bunch.
Welcome to the Bleacher Bunch. My name's Danny Rocket. That's the Cubes fan Cotton wearing his ranter hat. And we're on the Fans First Sports Network, brought to you by all of our Patreon supporters who support us at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Thanks to all the other podcasts on our network. Like, I don't know, maybe the Sunranto Show. You ever hear of that one? Woo, that's a good one. How about baseball?
The original Sunranto Show, the longest running Cubs fan podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. IBNB could put out an episode any day now and screw us over. But they would still have to contend with Wrigleyville Nation, who might have something to say about that.
Maybe.
You know. I'd also like to thank Cup of Cubby Blue, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cubs PS Plus, Cubs Pod, which is alive and kicking. And anyway, we're here. And we're feeling, I mean, listen, we just beat the Brewers 3-5, but it somehow feels like we died. I'm not sure, like, hey, we won the series, but we died, you know.
And the problem is the way it happened. We have had this very specific issue with this team for a while. We lost the first game, and then they seemingly fixed that issue. We won the next three, and then they reverted directly back to the thing that has been the problem. And so it's really hard to be excited because apparently they didn't learn anything.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen this for years though, too. It's like your reward for hitting a game-winning home run, minor leagues. You're getting sent down.
Minor leagues, if you're lucky. Otherwise, you're just sitting on the bench. You know, like, how about you sit on the bench for a week and a half and then we send you down?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's frustrating. So I want to thank Dominic for being here. He's saying #chance in the chat, which is how you win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. Many of you who have won in the past might be getting Frank Chance postcards if you have not already gotten them. I did a big mailing recently. And Dominic's also in here saying bitch clock permanent topic. It should be lineup construction. We're not doing the bitch clock tonight, but we do have a treat. Well, it's not really a treat. Eric Wheelow's always on this show, but he couldn't come on tonight, and I wanted to have a conversation with him, being that he is our Brewers fan who comes on the show, talks about the Brewers baseball team in relation to the Cubs, and I wanted to have him on tonight. He couldn't join, but he could join me this afternoon for a quick little conversation with just me. So I figured we could play that conversation, like the tape of it, and then come back and talk more about this Cubs Brewers series and the future of the rest of this season. And we'll just parse it all out. So should I play it?
I think we play it first, because otherwise we're probably going to say all those things that you're going to end up talking about. At least we can
build on it. Yeah.
We can react to Wheelow's talking trash even after losing 3-2.
I'll be taking notes on ways that I can make fun of Eric Wheelow better in the future.
Yeah, perfect.
But we'll say that this is sponsored by In the Clutch shirts and Matt Kammerer's permanent paintings. Blake Beard's Tickets, and Rogue Wave Creative. That's what this clip is sponsored by. So here's me and Eric Wheeler talking earlier in the day, right after the game ended this afternoon. And we'd like to welcome back to the Sun Ranto Show the loser of the series for Chicago, Eric Wheeler, Brewers fan, only winning 2 games. Cubs take the series 3-2. Take the season series in your face, Wheelo. In your face.
In my face, leaving this series, gaining a game, leaving it at a still 7-game lead. Is that in the division?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's 7, but we're still in the division race. You know, I mean, it would have been nice if we won today and got it down to 5. But and then we definitely are catching you. Now it's just a little bit harder to catch you as your team. You lose. Listen, you're on this trajectory. 14 straight. You're eating your George Webb hamburgers. The whole city of Milwaukee is just awash in burgers and winning. And then what happens? You lose a game, and then you lose a series, and drip, 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 drip. Next thing you know, you're in second place. You're the 3rd wildcard team, maybe. And I don't know. We'll see. I will see. You must be disappointed in how you played in this series, huh?
Disappointed how we play. No, I'm not. I will say this. The doubleheader day, I was disappointed. I was disappointed that day. First game out of the gates, we beat you 7-0. Tight game coming out of the fucking gates. But what did the Brewers do? We just kept riding, baby. We just kept riding, right? Then, we got the Woody start. And here's the thing. There's that strike call. They missed. Would have got him out of the fucking inning. That's a wash. Balls were flipping and flopping, bouncing off the ivy, coming up the right field. Like, everything that had to go right for you guys went right in that game. And you can't even fucking deny that.
Well, yeah, because it usually goes right for you guys. And finally we're like, all we have to do is dunk some piddly little hits around and let their team mess up. And so that we just played Brewer ball and then beat you at your own game.
And then, okay, you beat us at our own game. You got the Miz. He comes in. You got a rookie. What's he known for? Walking some guys, and he just gets a little case of the yips as a rookie's going to get. In that game, if he doesn't blow it up in that one inning, hitting 2 guys, the big inning where, what did he give up, 4 runs? We're in it.
I did not see how that man was an all-star this year. I mean,
he shouldn't have been an all-star. Go call your commissioner. That's not my fucking problem here, okay? And then we come into today, you guys are riding high. We're going to win 4 out of 5. Got a MAGA on the mound. Who the fuck's this Quinn Priester? Quinn Priester showed you who the fuck he is.
Well, and he did in Milwaukee too. Here's the problem is speaking of riding high, you got Matt Shaw, who's been having since the All-Star break has been incredible. We're letting the kids play and they're starting to hit and they're doing incredibly. They're really arriving on the scene. Owen Cassie comes up. Kyle Tucker's got a hurt finger. We've known this since June, so they bench him for a couple days. They get his shit together. What do? They do not play either of their hot bats for quote unquote reasons. Mm-hmm. This is not even a normal Craig Counsell thing that this must be coming on high because Craig Counsell plays the kids. He was known for that. And now, he must not be able to make these decisions because the reason we lost today is because they brought Kyle Tucker back. It's true. I wrote it down. 0 for 8 with men on base today. Just proving themselves. The Cubs did. They left 11 men on, I think, total. I mean, it's we had all the opportunities in the world to get to you, and I don't know. Eminaga pitched pretty well, except for the freaking dong he gave up, but that's to be expected. But it's not like you scored a ton of runs, and then Brazier came in at the end and messed it up. But dude, well, I don't know. I don't even want to get into Brazier and the bullpen usage and stuff. Our bullpen, when the team is losing, it's there to make us lose by more. It's not to help us climb into the game. It's just we're only down 2-1. Let's put in Brazier, and then it'll be 6-1, and we'll know that we don't have to work very hard at the end of the game.
And it almost happened last night, 4-3, right?
No, they loaded the bases and
loaded the bases.
And that ball was hit on the button, and then Nico caught it. Luckily, he was right there for it. Otherwise, we lose that one.
We are a bad misstart. Take that out of the equation. Besides that, the Brewers win this series. I'm not walking away as a fucking Cubs fan going, holy shit, we just beat the Brewers. You know, beat them in a series, won this season series. Feeling confident right now.
In your face.
In my face. What did you say before this series started? We talked on Monday. Your comment was, if we don't win 4 or 5 of these, it's done. It's done in this division. Those were your words, not my words. And then
I don't recall. I don't know. We're gonna have to go to the transcript.
Play it back. Play it back. So you start with this confidence. That's what you said to me on fucking Monday, and you get a couple little good wins for you, cute wins, and now suddenly Brewers are fucking assholes. Well, fuck you guys. You guys are still 7 games back in the division. We got the Giants. They suck. We got the Diamondbacks coming up. The momentum isn't stopping. It isn't stopping for the Brewers. You know, what you guys need to focus on and who should really be focused on right now are the Padres and the Mets of the world, because that's where the good enough gang rides, and you're in that group right now.
We are, and it's unfortunate, but I know that this team is capable of beating any team 4 of 7, 3 of 5, just like we just won 3 of 5. And like, I know that if you're right on top of the division, you will get your bye, you will get the home field advantage. But is that home field advantage when you're up at Wrigley Field North? And Brewers fans, they'll be loving it because they'll be buying one of those. They'll sell their tickets to us and they'll go buy, a new one of those barbecue eggs or a smoker so that for the tailgate next year. And we will be up there. We will pack that place. And you might as well not have sausage races.
But you're not going to see us. You just said 4 of 7, 3 of 5. You're going to be playing a 3-game series, asshole.
We're going to win it, and we're going to win 2 or 3, and then we're going to see you, and then you might as well cancel the sausage races and start racing a freaking Chicago-style hot dog, a deep dish pizza, a bottle of Malort, and an old style, and have them run around the tracks because nobody's going to be wanting to watch the sausage race. You know you want to see it.
That's a good rant. That was great. Commendable. But I don't believe in fairy tales, and that's not going to happen. So,
we got history too. Carlos Zambrano, no hitter, Wrigley North.
That's true. Against the Marlins.
Yeah, exactly. We show up for some big games up there. No, I really do believe if you have to face us in the playoffs, that's going to be rough for you because we've seen a lot of each other this year, and any idea of a home field advantage will go away at that point. Don't you think? Brewers have a great home record.
I'll say this. Okay, you're obviously going to outnumber us at a fucking Cubs game. Well, I guess you're going to price us out too. But you could hear those Brewers fans in that stadium throughout this series. You got to admit that.
Maybe the Brewers fans could just sell plasma, like how they pay their rent.
Yeah, that's how my uncle pays his gambling debts. So
exactly. I wonder if we could get euchre seats for those games. I
highly doubt it. I don't know, man. It sucks. Like, the thing that sucks the most is that we don't get to see each other again in September, and that would rule so hard. And that's the only thing I'm regretting. It was a good series. You guys needed it probably more than we did. Well, actually, you did need it more than we did.
Definitely needed it.
You kind of got it. And that's what I don't understand, what we're celebrating, the Crawleys of the world. We won the series. And then you shit on how we don't sell out every game like you two, like you guys do. And then we're comparing populations. Like, you got 5 times as many fucking people in Chicago than we do.
Worldwide fan base.
Everything right now is such a deflection from what is actually occurring and what is actually existing, which is you got a really good team, but you're not as good as the Brewers right now. You proved it in the series by a game. But a lot had to go wrong for us, even for that to happen. And we got a Jackson Churio coming back, and we got a Reese Hoskins coming back. You haven't even seen a full healthy version of us.
No, well, but who has seen a healthy version of anybody at this point? Like, you haven't seen a full healthy version of the Cubs either. I mean, Kyle Tucker apparently has got some finger problem, and we've, by the way, known this since June. Everybody's like, give him a rest, and everybody watch him suck. Finally, they're like, oh, I guess his finger was broken. So it's like, if they do properly give him rest, and I do not trust that they will, I think that he could be a huge factor this last month as we could stack wins. But there's a good chance. I mean, we will face each other if one of us is going to the World Series. And I think it would be incredible for the Sunranto / Bleacher
It would.
out, if for us to be head to head in your facing, like, I think it'd be incredible. And I would love to like go to these games with you too.
Oh, I will be there. I'm not missing Brewers playoffs. I just got a house a couple blocks away from the stadium, so more than welcome to crash at my house. We can scream at each other before the game, yell at each other afterwards. But I'd like to see it. We'll see if it actually happens.
I mean, think about the matchups too. I mean, I do get it that you get us on the pitching side of things slightly, but like man for man, when we saw every guy this week, our guys pitched great. Like Imanaga pitched well, Cade Horton pitched well. They lost those games, but they still did really well. I mean, it's all about the Cubs offense waking the hell up. And, it's tough to do against your squad, but like, I do feel like Mizorowski's hittable. We've hit Peralta before. We did not this time. We didn't do anything, but we hit him last time. Woodruff, we've managed to beat a few times now, like in the past and recently, we just have, it's not that we have your number. We just see you so much.
This is true. This is true.
So you got to be worried about seeing us again, though. Like you got to be worried about it. You must be having some.
I don't fear you. I don't fear the Cubs. I can give a shit. Bring it on. Bring it on.
But let me ask you. All right, you've been in the playoffs every year, and you got really close a few times to making it into the World Series. Is this a better team than those teams?
I think so. I think it's a more complete team and a team that's able to manufacture runs. And the way we did it in the past is you kind of had those boppers that could get them in. Always had good defense, always had a good fucking bullpen. This team, just the way it plays and the team baseball it plays, it's like exactly like your buddy from the Pittsburgh Pirates. We always find a way to get the leadoff runner on. We always find a way to get them over. We just nickel and dime you, and we're in every game. And I can't say that about past Brewers teams where you're in every game, where you go into the sixth and you're down by 4 and you're like, we're not out of it. I've felt that way about so many of these Brewers playoff teams. Like, it's over. You get down by 1, you get down by 2. It's like, even in the games we lost in these, we were always chipping away. We were always putting the pressure on. We were always coming close to tying it up or potentially winning. It's relentless. Yeah. You guys felt that pressure through the series. You saw that we did it. Even though we weren't performing as well as we have been on offense, it was always coming at you.
No, and it was. And that's why, like, every single game pretty much came down to the last out, nobody, except for the one blowout. So, Well, I, for one, am glad. The only games I went to in this series was the doubleheader where I just like sat around and won all day. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty savage that you guys kept the W's flying until after our team bus pulled out.
Oh, yeah.
Usually you take them down and you just had both W's flying. I was like, these motherfuckers.
Well, Ricketts fired that guy because, you didn't want to pay him anymore. The guy who takes that down. He doesn't want to do 2 shifts,
Yeah.
So he sent him home today.
I'll say to you guys, enjoy the series win on the season. And
series win. Like, we'll look back at that next year and be like, we did well against the Brewers. That's what we'll think.
That really mattered when we got bounced in the wild card round. We got the Brewers in the season series. Like, fucking, like, that matters. You guys can have that conversation tonight, talk about the 85 Bears and, the 06 World Series and just be those cool guys in high school. Like, you were cool in high school.
Remember when Michael Jordan was like lighting up the country? Space Jam.
Remember when we all became Blackhawks fans for 3 years?
Yeah, exactly. Now that's like anybody could start singing that and everybody will join you with you. Well, at least we're singing something modern, not roll out the freaking barrels, like listening to accordion music, wearing lederhosen and sliding down slides with some perv mustache.
I don't hear anything wrong with that. I mean, I'd let that man watch my kids. I'm pretty sure. You just explained to all of my uncles in my family. They're lovely people. What's better? A bunch of gout-ridden, Malort drinking, freaking swines marching around? Come on.
I can tell you this much: if the Cubs and the Brewers meet in like a 7-game series at LCS, if that manages to happen, That will be like really a boon for the liver cancer doctors
Oh,
in
yeah.
about 5 years. I would say that if
I might
they-
lose. I'll probably lose my job if this happens. I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, luckily, I actually saw a World Series win, so I don't really need to have to do it again. But
Yeah,
I'll
that's
make
true.
sure there's a seat for you, just so you can see it at least one time in your life. You
You motherfucker.
know, well, you open the door. So,
It's all you got. It's all you got.
well, it's embarrassing that that's all we have too, because like
It
we've
is.
won one in 108 years. It's not the flex I think that people think it is. But
Same with the Bears, and it's all you guys fucking talk about. It's what makes you unbearable. It makes me want to do this to myself every time I hear it. So there you go.
oh no, now the show's canceled. Good thing we're taping and not going live.
Oh, you can't do that? They'll get pulled down.
I don't know. It probably on TikTok it would. The Chinese don't like to they don't like that stuff. They used to be for it, but now they're against it.
Okay. Well,
So, well, anyway, let's we'll let you go. I know you're at work, so but thanks for joining us and recapping this. We'll get back to the regularly scheduled program, and we'll see you in the playoffs.
well, we'll see you first weekend in September.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, no, I was gonna thank you for bringing that up because I was going to, is that yeah we're gonna be on September 6th. We're gonna be at Output Lounge for Johnny Onomatopoeia's bachelor party show, and I've got a graphic. The Bleacher Bum Band and friends were playing Bleacher Bum Band songs. We're playing some songs with Johnny that you and I played together for, was it called Johnny Sensitive? Is that what he called it? The 40th birthday party band. And we've got like songs, so a bunch of cover songs like All the Young Dudes and We Got the Beat. And what else do we do?
I don't know. It's
Rocky
all over
Top.
the board.
Yeah, it's all over the board. Rock
all
and
over
roll
the
and
board.
country and rock. And anyway, September 6th, it's free post game Output Wrigleyville. We're also going to sit in probably the bleachers. I haven't gotten tickets yet, but we'll figure that out because we should. If we're playing in the Bleacher Bum Band, we should probably sit in the bleachers, even if it costs extra money.
This is true. It's the Nat series. It's going to be fun. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be a bachelor party. It's going to be the Bleacher Bum Band. And come on out, please. Come out.
Yeah.
It's
Come
gonna be
say
fucking
hi to
awesome.
Eric and so he can tell you how much of an idiot you are for being a Cubs fan to your face.
To your face.
Yeah. Well, you're a great insult comic. People should know that they should be insulted by you. And if they are insulted by you, that should be an honor because you actually do it as a living.
Yes, it's all I crave. It's the only thing that lets me sleep at night. And can't wait to see it so we can scream shout at each other over shitty music. So let's do this.
Exactly. Let's do it. Well, thanks for coming. And thanks for losing the series to the Cubs. We really needed those wins.
Yeah, way to make up a game.
Oh, here we go. I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm muted. In your
Yep.
face, Wheelo. In your face, I say. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about my takeaway of this whole series. It did feel like playoff baseball. Like it was a 5-game series, which you'd get in a DS. It was against your National League's best team right now, or best team in baseball right now. So, and
All of baseball, yeah.
and if the season ended today, they'd have a bye. We would face the Padres for 3, I think is what the last time I looked, that's what it was. And you get through that series, you might be facing the Brewers for 5 and going back and forth between Wrigley North and Wrigley Field. I mean, that would be quite the atmosphere. And I hope it happens. Like, and then every night fighting Wheelo on this show. Woo! That'd be fun.
Well, I mean, it does look like it's going to happen. I did pull up the standings because I did kind of want to see where everybody was sitting. And, and because Wheelo's right. We gained 1 game on them.
No, if we won 4 at least, you can have a conversation about being 5 games out and overtaking them. But where we're sitting now, it's tough to see it happening. But I do have a screenshot here of the projected standings, which I forget which ones. I got both the baseball prospectus and also the fan graphs. But this is how they're projecting it out at this point. The one of them's got the Cubs at 94 wins and the Brewers at 97, which puts us exactly the same spot where we think we'll be, which is the top of the wild card, and it's exactly where we are right now. And this one has us getting to 91 wins only, and the Brewers still getting to 97. But it's the same place. Brewers win the division, Phillies win their division, Dodgers win their division, and then it's Cubs, Padres, and the lowly Mets sneaking in with the Reds just missing.
Well, so, and that's, and unfortunately, we have to talk about the freaking wild card. And honestly, I'll tell you, I don't want to talk about the wild card.
It's embarrassing.
I don't care about it. It is. It's embarrassing. And anybody who thinks the wild card is playoffs, you're fucking wrong. I'm sorry. You're wrong. It's not. You are not making the playoffs until you get through the play-in series. It used to be a play-in game.
It's a postseason series. You knew they were in trouble the moment that they started putting that on all the shirts and hats. Postseason. Yep.
Well, and this isn't even. It's not even the playoffs anymore. Really, this isn't the playoffs. This is the tournament.
Extended postseason.
It's a tournament, and what is the line that you always hear from idiots like Jed Hoyer and the other fantasy football, baseball nerds out there who run teams? Get in the tournament, and then it's a crapshoot, right? Okay, so what does that tell you? That tells you it's garbage. It's nothing. If the postseason is a crapshoot and literally anybody in there can win.
Well, we're not picking the best team.
That's not a true.
Well, what are you trying to do? Like they're throwing a tournament at the end of all the best teams.
Well,
and what we used to do is crown the best team, and it felt like that. And that's what's changed in my estimation is that we no longer are crowning the best team. We're just having this fun tournament so that everybody makes a bunch of money and pays $500 to go to a baseball game.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting to is surprisingly, and I think I had this wrong because I think at one point I said, yeah, and I think I said the postseason will be meaningless. And I guess in one sense I might have been right in that like they don't really give big trophies for not postseason, the regular season to be meaningless because they don't give big trophies for the regular season and all that stuff. But the reality is if the Brewers finish at the top of Major League Baseball, they literally should get a trophy for being the best damn team in all of baseball because that is actually the true test.
Yeah.
Once you get into the playoffs, hey, it's a crapshoot. We're just flipping coins and who gives a shit, right?
Well, especially because you have to play. I mean, they do get the bye for being the best team in baseball, but you still have to play two series after that to get to the World Series. Whereas, like back in the old day, the best team who won a whole lot of games in the major, like when it was just two teams in the World Series, based upon who were the best teams in those leagues. Like they had 12 teams to face in your National League, or even when it was 8 teams, still like you had to win so many games just to get to the World Series that there was no getting in without it. Once you start divisional play, wild card play,
even when they went
playing games,
even when they went to the 2 divisions, that was very hard to win your division.
And you had to beat flag. Everyone. You get a flag.
You do get a flag. You do. But I think the idea is like we always have these conversations preseason about like if they don't win the World Series, is it a good season and and all this stuff. And I kind of feel like doesn't even matter. It has never been that way.
Yeah.
But it really should if this is how we're going to play the game now, which we've only been doing this for like 4 years, everyone, 3 years, like we're talking about the Cubs being the top wild card spot. Like,
it doesn't excite me. It doesn't get me hard. Like,
and they're
not.
only 1 game ahead of the Padres. So like they're 5.5 clear of the Reds. So I'm pretty
got a lot of games against the Reds still.
Right, but I'm pretty sure they are going to make the postseason just because that 5.5 games is going to be really hard to make up in this short a time. But that 1 game isn't. Like, they could easily have to go to San Diego instead of hosting San Diego.
Yeah, and you're there for the whole series too, which would be unfortunate because we all know what happens when the Cubs go to San Diego in the postseason.
Right.
And that's just like a dreaded thing. Although I have family in San Diego, so maybe I'd take the trip out there if I had time to do it. But, facing Milwaukee and seeing like the way that they handle, like I think Eric described it pretty well, is that they're just they're a relentlessly annoying, pesky baseball team that top to bottom can get something going at any given time and just figure out a way just to put an inning together. And all of a sudden, like, I feel like they could very easily just like ambush you. I felt ambushed over and over and over by this team watching them.
Yeah, because they did just put together a couple of hits in an inning and get a run or a few walks, get a run
back in. Yeah.
They didn't really. So I'm looking at this series. The pitching, Cubs dominated the entire series in pitching, except for the Freddie Peralta game. Freddie Peralta goes, I think, 6.1.
And even then, Cade Horton pitched okay. I mean, that was
until
not
his
the issue.
until his finger blew up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So he only got 2 innings.
Well, and then who came in after that? He pitched well. Brown? No.
Ben Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that who it was? I'll look it up.
He came in at some point, even if he didn't come in right away. But here's the thing. The pitching was better for the Cubs. But that sort of like just get one more. The Cubs did that for 3 games in a row. Like, we put together some innings when we actually had the good lineup with Happ sitting up there in second and Tucker on the bench and Owen Cassie at the 7 spot, because all of a sudden we have like an actual hitter back there that people can be afraid of. Now, granted, they should be afraid of Shaw, but nobody was getting on base for Shaw. Shaw has hit like 10 home runs since the All-Star break, and I think he's got 10 RBI on those home runs or something. Like, it's something stupid.
Just to be clear, it was Horton, then Pomeranz. Brown didn't pitch in this game. He came in the next day, I think. Okay. I think he pitched. But it was Horton, Pomeranz, Rogers, Little, and then Hollowell gave up the 4, but like he was just like the 27th man. I was like,
right. He shouldn't have played in this game. He should not have had to play at all anyway.
Darn you, Michael Soroka!
Yeah, and he's already like, and at that point, I think we were down 3-0, and Waller said it on the Cubs pod. Like, it felt like 5-0, and that's the thing. So when I was watching what Wheelo was talking about, he was in all those games. Like, he was like, no, they're going to come back and they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game. Today, we were down by 1, and then I think we tied it, and then like we were down by 2, and then we're like, yeah, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. Like, we knew it wasn't going to happen because that's not how that lineup scores runs. Well, the lineup we had today doesn't score runs that way.
Well, and we should get into like what happened between Monday and Tuesday with like the benching of Tucker because of the finger that we already all knew about. But why don't we take a break and then do the silhouette? We do have a silhouette to go to break with, I believe.
We do.
And in the meantime, you could hashtag chance. You could do, and we'll go to break right after the silhouette. So if you're ready,
Who's that Cubby?
Who's that Cubby?
Boom.
Fergie
Yeah,
Jenkins.
This is a Cubs card. Some of you may recognize because it's in this century. I'll give that as the closest. It does say outfield down here. So there's another little clue. Guys throwing in the ball.
Matt Merton. I don't know. All right. So, all right. Is that it? Yeah. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. We're going to go to break right now. Make your guesses in the chat, and we'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cup of Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dumb crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch.
In the clutch, in the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code BleacherBunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the Clutch, in the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch, in the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Who's that Cubby? I think I know.
Danny got it in one. That's Matt Merton from 2006.
Hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. I always guess Matt Merton. It's my guy.
Well, you know, I wanted to put him in there because with Owen Cassie making his big league debut and being on this team right now, a lot of people have been pointing out the sort of the similarities between the guys, mainly only because they have red hair. That's like literally like if you just have red hair, oh, it must be Matt Merton. If Owen Cassie plays well, we'll just forget about Matt Merton altogether, and everybody will be Owen Cassie from here on out.
Yeah, I think that's right. Do you remember? I see that they're calling him Big Red, and I believe that Obvious made a shirt that's like a play on the Big Red Gum logo.
I like that because of the Wrigley connection too.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Wrigley making Big Red and having that logo. Yeah, I like that.
Do you remember the Big Red song? Big Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on. While you chew it, say goodbye a little longer. Make it last a little longer.
And it was all just people making out.
Yeah.
It was like, say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. Was just all sorts of people just tonguing each other down, just swapping their gum back and forth between their mouths like a disgusting 1970s teenagers.
Yeah, a lot of Simplex B going around there in the Reagan era. That's for sure.
Big Red meant the sore that you got after you took part in that commercial.
Exactly, just kiss red people because their breath smelled cinnamony.
I can overlook an open wound if you're chewing some Big Red.
Here, we'll kiss on this side. Get herpes a little longer. So, yeah, but Big Red on the team. Now I'm gonna every time I see Matt Burton. Oh my God! Owen Cassie.
See, Matt Burton, like everybody's doing it. Like you can't help it. Matt Burton lives in our brains in a much larger capacity than he ever should because he didn't do anything really with the team. The main thing I remember about Matt Burton is when he was actually somewhat useful, they DFA'd his ass and then like one day later put Jason Hayward on the IL because he cut his finger.
No,
and they could have kept him.
You're thinking of Chris Coughlin.
No.
No, Matt Burton did not play on the 2016 Cubs.
Oh,
I
right.
think
No,
you're
2006. I'm thinking of
Matt Burton was
you're right.
signed, but Matt Burton was part of that organization at the time because he was like some like sixth outfielder that they stashed in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? Like, anyway.
I don't think it was Coughlin, but you're right. It was not Merton. And I'm trying to like
Doug DeCenzo. Well, no, let's get back to the redhead at hand, which is Owen Cassie coming up. Kyle Tucker finally getting put on the IL. Now, I do not want to spend the entire show rehashing all of the failed injury. How the Cubs deal with injuries is really just malpractice. Like so much malpractice that I bet you when the Cubs go in the training room, they have some guy going, "Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Nick."
Oh, yeah.
Because that is literally what they have. The Cubs, they do not rest their guys. They have no bench. Guy's been playing with a hurt finger. Freaking Nico Horner with a hurt hand. Dansby on a broken leg. You know, guys are out there with like semi-concussions. All the freaking oblique injuries that just go unnoticed. And then they're always like, "Oh, well, he's been dealing with something." And you're like, it's been happening for years like this. And I don't know that this happens with other teams. But
they tanked the entire last season after a great April and then May with Dansby Swanson's bad knee, playing him for 12 straight games when he was injured. And then as he was getting ready to come back, Nico Horner breaks his hand, another broken hand, and he doesn't go on the IL. He just stays on the team. Like they are shooting themselves in the foot, even if they
in the
had
hand.
guys. Well, yeah, in the hand. My bad. But even if they had a guy that they could bring up, they don't do it, and they can't because they don't put anybody on the IL. Like it's 10 games.
Well,
let
and
him get healthy.
Owen Cassie, as this is his second year in AAA. Like, what does a guy got to do? I mean, he's been promoted. He's ready to be at least your like backup dude that comes out. You know, they sit these guys on the bench like we saw it with Canario. You got freaking Kevin Alcantara too. Like, what happened to him? Did he die or what happened?
Which is why at the trade deadline, when everybody was complaining, they're like, "Oh, it costs too much money. You can't get rid of Owen Cassie or Alcantara and Wiggins." And I'm like, who cares? We're never going to see them. So why not get rid of them? Like
Exactly.
we have both Alcantara and Casey. One of them could have gone.
And Ballesteros to take.
And Ballesteros, who is a catcher that we aren't going to use probably. And I mean, it's just, it is so frustrating. And all of these problems are problems created by Jed Hoyer. Like this roster construction has made this. Like Ian Happ has a deadlock on left field, and no one knows why. Nobody knows why. Ian Happ is
He knows why.
He's
in the locker room talking about it. He's like, well, I'm a veteran now, so I'm just get to be out here every day, even if I suck.
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a good player.
He's streaky and he's good now. So
he's like an average guy, a little above average. And when he is used properly in the top of the Cubs lineup, they win a ton of games. And yet, every freaking season, they move him down to the 4 spot or the 5 spot or whatever and just jack up the entire lineup because when he's up there, he pushes all those guys down one. And that's why it gets deep, is because you have an Ian Happ. And it's not about that first at bat in the game. It's not. It's about the extra at bat he gets at the end of the game that sets the table for things.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to argue with like Ian Happ being the leadoff, but let me just like put up their numbers over the last 30, because that's really all that matters right now is what's going on right now. And Matt Shaw has been your hottest regular everyday player. And Ian Happ's right behind him with a 799 OPS, which you'd take that. If he had an 800 OPS on the year, you'd be fine with Ian Happ's season so far. He's got a little power back. Matt Shaw's power is what's really impressing me with the 7 home runs this last 30.
But the problem with Ian Happ and these numbers, right? Where are they? He is hitting the ball. He's streaky and he's getting on the run that we know he can do. But because of where he's hitting in the lineup, it's not.
Oh, right. I agree.
Helpful.
He's got
it's really crazy.
He's got a 367 OBP. So even if he's not having the best moment of his life, he would probably be your best leadoff hitter in this case.
Even when they put him at number 2, which, by the way, number 2 is sort of de facto become the best hitter on the team. Have you noticed that? Across major leagues, they like to put that number 2.
It used to be 3.
It used to be 3, right? Yeah. And now it's the top guy is number 2. And which makes it more insane that Kyle Tucker is sitting there, because even though his pedigree says number 2, his hand says
broken.
Number 6 or 7. You know what I mean? You can't do it.
His hand says number 10, as in 10-day IL.
10-day IL, absolutely. Yeah. And then, but this is how much they think of Ian Happ. When he moved, they put Ian Happ in the number 2 spot. They are essentially saying Ian Happ is the second best hitter in the Cubs lineup. Do you believe that?
No,
in any lineup that they've had for the last 5 years, is Ian Happ the second best hitter in the lineup?
Well, maybe right now, only because Sea's struggling mightily, batting 184 this last month. PCA is barely, he's at 198, so he's below the Mendoza line. Michael Busch, who they have been using at leadoff a ton,
and honestly, he would have been a much better pick for the number 2 spot when Kyle Tucker was out, right? I don't think he's a number 2 guy. I think he's more of a 4 or 5 guy. But
everybody hates the lineups. I haven't seen such lineup hatred since Joe Madden. In fact, I think people hate these lineups way more than Joe Madden's crazy lineups, because Joe Madden's crazy lineups actually freaking worked. So, you know what I mean? We mostly saw that work than not.
Well, I think the reason people are so mad is because they're finally coming around to the thing that I've been talking about for 2 years here, is that the Cubs do have lineups that win games.
They just don't play them all the time.
And then for some reason, it's it's the same thing, Danny. You say how do you reward your minor league player for hitting a walk-off home run?
Send
him back to Iowa. How do you reward your lineup for just kicking ass and being the best team in Major League Baseball for the entire first half plus? How about we just change the entire lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand exactly how. I mean, Matt Shaw batting ninth, hitting dongs like over and over and over, solo shot after solo shot. Like, what's he got to do? And I understand that once you move him, like that might change things. The reason maybe he's hitting dongs is because he's buried down there. But
exactly. And when Owen Cassie got down there and actually split that lineup up a bit, and they're afraid of Owen Casey.
He
hasn't done anything right. He's just big and he's left-handed, and they are afraid of his ass, and rightfully so. He's hit a home run already in the leagues.
Right.
So.
And either way, it would have been nice to see him a little bit more already this year and not messed around with some of the other crap we messed around with on the bench.
In PCA, when he was at his best, guess where he was hitting? Right where Owen Casey was hitting in those 3 games. That's where PCA was hitting. And you remember, he and Seiya were like leading the league in RBI and home runs, and they were like killing it.
Unstoppable. Yeah.
And now, just sort of the way shit's set up, there's been a change. And this is where it gets mushy and it gets hard, right? Because the numbers aren't going to tell you exactly how these things are happening. You can sort of look at what's going on from one part of the year to the next part of the year and the change in the order and stuff, but it doesn't really explain how, like, what's happening. But it has to do with how a pitcher sees a batter when they're in the top of the order versus the bottom of the order. Whether they want to or not, they'll tell you, I attack everybody the same. But they don't, because that's how your brain works.
Well, and each guy they have a very specific scouting report on each guy too. So it's like the other part of it is like PCA is a rookie and they've adjusted to him, and he's pressing. Kyle Tucker's got a broken. Like each of them have an individual reason why they are struggling currently, and the pitchers are all attacking them all individually in whatever way that their freaking giant binder tells them to do it.
And now that you have Michael Busch, who is a power threat, Kyle Tucker, power threat, Seiya Suzuki, power threat, PCA, power threat. Those first 4 guys, the pitchers attack all those guys in a very similar manner. Now, when you put in a guy who's not a power threat and he's a contact threat and you have to pitch him differently, you're going from pitching one way. The next guy, you got to pitch a different way, and then you got to go back to the other way.
Well,
and
that's the righty-lefty thing they're always doing.
But that's the righty-lefty thing as well.
Well,
and I'm not saying that it's like that righty-lefty thing doesn't actually kind of work. It's just that you can't make that the only reason you do things.
I just think they're late to their own party. I think it's just very simple that they are not very good at anticipating things because they're too concerned about what has already happened. So they'll probably switch the lineup now based upon things that happened 30 days ago, and they're reacting way too late. Like Kyle Tucker, he's hurt. He has a hurt finger.
And he shouldn't even be playing.
And he shouldn't be. Well, it's too late now. That's my point. It's too late. They already screwed that up. Now they really need him. And you're down the stretch. You're trying to get in the pennant race. But, like, do you sit him and try to get him healthy, or do you try to win games with him still? Because you're not winning. Anyway, we should talk about this Angels series because that's what's happening. It's a big West Coast swing. We got the Angels, and then we face San Francisco, who's really fallen off, and Colorado, who's the worst team in baseball. So if you can't beat these 3 teams and come off with at least a winning road trip, if not a dominating road trip, then I don't know what we're doing here. But these Cubs are just, they're like a 7 out of 10 if you're lucky.
Yeah. And all the people who think that somehow we're going to climb back into this and have a chance at the division, the Cubs could go on an amazing run, and it won't mean jack shit unless
the Brewers
lose 7 more games than the Cubs win. Do you really think The best team in
nobody
baseball.
does. Nobody does.
Is going to do that.
No,
They're not going to.
You're yelling at a straw man. He does that. Nobody thinks that. I don't think you have to be the most delusional of Cub fans.
Right. You don't think that. I don't think that. I don't think the ranters do. But there are those people out there that do actually think they're still got a chance. What's the meme?
They do, technically.
But what's that? So you're saying there's a chance? There's like the Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Well, the Angels have no chance, and we have a chance to beat them. And I think we might face Kyle Hendricks, so that'll be interesting. I don't know what night. It's all TBD right now.
That would be interesting to see the Cubs go up against Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, it almost kind of, if we're gonna lose any games, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of hope it's to Kyle Hendricks. Like, you're not gonna win them all, So if we're gonna lose one, I hope it's to Kyle. I hate to say it.
You know what? I wouldn't mind if Kyle dominated the Cubs for 5 innings, and then the Cubs come back on their bullpen and just whip the shit out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would like to see.
And it's possible because their starters and their relievers are equally mediocre. So they won't see Shota or Ray because they just pitched.
Right.
Angels had an off day, so we'll see what they do. And we won't see at least Yusi Kikuchi, a Japanese lefty. So that's good that we won't see that guy because he just pitched.
We don't want to see any lefties, much less a lefty we've never seen before.
Oh, we'll probably face somebody. They got Tyler, the guy who used to be on the Rockies, Tyler
Chatwood?
No.
I was like, oh my God. That guy's still out there?
Not Stevenson. Whatever. Oh no! Hold on. It's
Mary Tyler Stevenson.
Mary Tyler Anderson. Mary Tyler Anderson. And then so we won't face them. And the Angels, they're just out of it. They're in 4th place, 8 out in the West, 6.5 out of the wild card, which is pretty much done because they'd have to jump over so many teams. But they are 2 over at home. They're 2 over 500 at home. So they have. Well, actually, they've been playing okay. They swept the Dodgers, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
and Dodgers. And here's another thing that's kind of driving me nuts right now is how everybody's like, well, if the Cubs weren't in this National League Central, they'd be 2nd place in this division and they'd be 1st place in this division and they would be tied with the Dodgers right now. Yes, that is true. But guess what? They're not in that division. They're getting their asses handed to them by the one team in the division they cannot get their asses handed to them by.
But no, we didn't. We beat them in the season series.
Well, true. But you know what I'm saying? Like we're just so far back in our own division. It annoys me when people say, like,
you want
this
the division. You're a division
moral,
guy.
Yeah, but it's like this moral victory that, well, if we were in a different division,
in the AL Central, we'd be leading by 3 games.
I know, it's like, and if I don't know, the Microsoft guy was my father, I wouldn't be doing this fucking show. I'd have money.
Yeah, you can still do the show.
I don't even know what the fucking Microsoft guy's name is. Bill Gates. That's what it is.
That was Microsoft guy. He's not even Microsoft guy anymore. He's like now a philanthropist where if you have some sort of worthy cause, you just beg him for the money.
Right.
That's what philanthropy is, I think. Would you make us a park, please?
I know. What are you going to do for me, kid?
Yeah. Not starve. Okay. So Andrew Chafin is on this team, so that's fun. So get ready for the sheriff. He's coming back to town. Mike Trout still plays for him. That poor fucker. And then
that poor rich fucker.
That pour rich fucker.
Mike Trout,
speaking of the oligarchy,
is going to be one of the great players, right? Overall, with the numbers, but we don't even remember he's playing now.
Yeah, he's already washed up in our braids.
He's going to be forgotten by the time he hits the Hall of Fame vote, like 5 years after he retires. People are going to be like, "Holy shit! I totally forgot about Mike Trout." And
Yeah.
then he'll probably end up getting in like on a third or fourth try. Like he won't even be a first ballot guy.
Oh, he will be.
He probably will be, but he shouldn't be. In my
Somebody will
opinion,
vote against him.
yeah, in my opinion, he shouldn't be just because nobody fucking knows him. He's never really decided, you know what? I want to go find a good team and just be a part of a good team. He's never wanted to do that. But more power to him, because I can't say I wouldn't do that, because he's the big dog in that small kennel over there. And
It's not that small. It's Los Angeles. You know what I mean? It's just they're the second
it's
team.
the
They're
small
Yeah.
it's the White Sox Los Angeles. And
Right.
when he's done, nobody's gonna bug his ass. Nobody comes up to him and like bugs him when he's walking around and doing stuff. Like he has a normal life and everything. He just happens to have $500 million.
Yeah, and for a long time, the best baseball talent that nobody ever saw. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what's interesting about their team is like they've got these like incongruities where they have like an average OPS, but the reason their OPS is average is because they have very low batting average, but hit a lot of home runs. So they're basically built by the dong. So if you can keep them from doing that, they strike out more than anybody, which kind of goes along with swinging for the fences all the time. So
Yeah, that's your 3 true outcome sort of team.
yeah, and they don't
do they
steal a
take
lot of-
walks?
No, not really. They're average. They're just pretty average, and then
So they're more of a two true outcome team.
yeah, they're 2 true outcome, and they make a lot of outs, and their pitching is bad. Their starters and relievers both have ERAs over 4. They walk a lot of guys. They've given up. Their bullpen has given more home runs than anybody in baseball, and their team has hit a lot of home runs too.
So here's and this is going to be the trap for this Cubs lineup going into the series. Is you just said 2 things. They walk a lot of guys and they give up a ton of home runs. The Cubs are going to fail horrendously on the walk part. And they are just going to be swinging out of their shoes
I don't know.
trying to do the
they
home run
love
part.
walking. This team, our Cubs love walking. They'd rather walk than hit a home run.
Oh, I mean, there are definitely guys out there like, Seiya, who just fucking swing the bat, man. If it's close, swing the bat.
2 strikes, yes, yeah.
That dude
So sick
would
of
be so fucking good if he wasn't so damn disciplined.
Or if the robot umpires come and he just says like, no, sorry, not anymore. I'm walking down to first base.
Actually, I don't know. Like, I think the one that I saw today, I think the robot ump, according to the
Still
fake box
says
on the
it's a strike.
TV, would
Yeah.
have been a strike.
Yeah. The other thing that sucks about the Angels and that maybe the Cubs could take advantage of is their defense is pretty abysmal. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the majors, and their catchers don't throw out a lot of runners. So if we can manage to walk, maybe we can steal a base or 2 and scratch some out with a sack fly. I don't know.
God, I hope so.
Yeah,
Like, and I mean, they will be in California. They're not going to deal with that wind blowing in like it was in Wrigley for the last week. So, and it is actually going to get cold.
Warm though, still. I mean, the Cubs, they're better than that, though. I mean, the other team always manages to hit home runs, and we're like, well, it's blowing in. I'm like, well, they're doing it. You know what I mean? They're managing to hit dogs. Like, what about us?
Yeah. And Matt Shaw crushed one into the wind the other day. The same wind that actually like completely killed Seiya.
What you got to do is hit line drives. If you hit it high in the air, you get knocked down, in that wind. So, all right. Well,
you should be coaching.
Exactly.
What you got to do is you got to hit line drives. I mean, I don't know who taught you how to do this other dumb shit, but I'm telling you to hit line drives.
Quit listening to the Chris Bryant's dad.
Oh my God.
So, all right. Okay, let's get well, if you want to hear any more about what's going on, you got to listen to Cubs Pod, and we'll have the matchups and we'll have the game recaps and stuff like that. So you got to be a Patreon supporter to do that. So patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. It's $1 a month. And with inflation, oh my God, dude, like when we first started getting $1, now that's like 50 cents from when we first started getting it. Like it's just our whole value is eroding and we're still asking for the same.
You would not believe the tariffs that have been levied against us because Danny is in fucking Chicago.
Yeah.
Like if we ran that shit through me, Iowa, we're a Republican state. Yeah. Shit, no tariffs. But I'm
here in a sanctuary city. Oh my God. Michael, they're gonna call you up for the military again. They're like, we're bringing in all the guys that we used to have. You got to go to Chicago.
You have no idea. Like, I probably only stopped having dreams like that maybe like 5 years ago. Those were horrific dreams.
Well, they did take away the age limitations on ice. Maybe you and me go get some jobs, make that $50,000 bonus.
Ooh, we could get as soon as that 50 grand hits our
the account,
bank accounts.
Just quit. Yeah.
Just quit. We go to the wrong houses all the time.
Yeah. Be like, looking for Mr. Smith. just like try to like make it. We'll make white people prove their citizenship all the time. Yeah. Like, we're gonna need to see a birth certificate, Mr. Johnson.
We keep busted in on Sunday morning mass.
Yeah.
We're looking for Jesus. Where's he at?
Sorry, I mean Jesus. But no, I mean honestly, I think it's a good idea somebody had that. What you could do is you could waste all of the government's time by all of us just applying all the time to ICE. So they got to go through, they got to have an interview with you, and they waste all this time because they'll realize that we don't want you, and then you could apply under another name again because then right now they're just taking everybody.
I'm too busy wasting all of Tom Ricketts' time writing him emails about how much he needs to fire fucking Jed Hoyer. The problem is I didn't start writing those until July 29th, and he had already been extended.
No, just a little late on it. That's why you have to act now.
Yep.
So, all right. We got a Johnny on. You heard about it in the Eric Wheelo segment of the show, but Johnny Onomatopoeia's bachelor party is September 6th. And we're also playing a Bleacher Bum Band show. And because Johnny has played with Bleacher Bum Band before, we're going to feature Johnny on a bunch of like classic songs, like some Beatles tunes and like All the Young Dudes by Mott the Hoople, and just like some fun, good party songs.
Nice.
And he'll be playing a few songs in the middle. Eric Wheelo's going to get up and play some bass guitar because he's a big part. He's one of Johnny's best friends. And so we're all going to get together, throw him a great bachelor party. We're going to be in the bleachers. We're going to, at some point, probably gamble at some gambling establishment in the evening. We might eat Korean barbecue. We're not sure what we're doing. We're getting fun-looking shirts, though. And anyway, September 6th, come on out and celebrate with us.
So are you basically just inviting everyone to that?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, not
maybe I'll go.
Like, not everybody can go to like every part of it. I mean, we're gonna, if we go to a public casino, you can go to the casino, because where everybody's going. So yeah, I would say everybody. It's a public bachelor party. Yes, I think that's true. There's not any part of it except for maybe the end of it when we're going to sleep that will be private. I'm going to share a Facebook link in the chat right now. You can find it at it's an event. So if you want to check that out, it's on Facebook. I've shared it around, but now the other event I want to talk about is the 20th of September. And that will be in Cincinnati, where we're going to team up with Billy DeVore and the new Nasty Boys, Chris Weir, another very funny comedian. And we're going to go out to Cincinnati, and we're going to hang out at Binsky's Bar. before the game on that Saturday. We're going to do a live podcast and might play a song or two. And then we'll all head over to the ball game, in which we're getting group tickets. So we are trying to sit together at this one. So I've just shared a link in the chat, which is for sunranto.com/events. And then there you'll find the other link that I'm going to drop right now, which is just a link to the PayPal. We're going to just get the cheapest seats in the ballpark, like some nosebleeds. And they're like, and I'm not sure where is the best we'll get them. So it's $25. If there's any money left over, we'll use it for parking a car. Maybe we can do a little carpooling from the bar because it's not really by the ballpark. So, or we'll Uber it or something like that. But this bar, Binsky's Bar, that we're going to meet at 3 p.m. for a 6:40 start to do the podcast at Binsky's Bar, it is a Chicago themed bar. So that's why we're going to that bar as opposed to one by the ballpark. But you can leave your car around there. Maybe we take Ubers over there, or parking can be relatively inexpensive. So depending on which tickets we get, which they're all around the $25, which is this PayPal link is for, because I think one of them said is $23 and another one's $19. We're going to figure it out. But if there's any money left over, we'll put that in the parking pool, and then we'll maybe have a little money to park as well. So anyhow, it's $25.
Well, I have already purchased my 2 spots in there. It's very, very easy to do.
Yeah, so sunranto.com/events. That's where you're going to find all that stuff. And I've been dropping that link around. There's also a Facebook event for that as well. So you can just look that up. I think that one's hosted by Sunranto. So if you're not friends with Sunranto on Facebook, you should be. And you guys, and anyway, I hope to see everybody. That'd be a lot of fun. We're throwing a lot of events this year. And
I absolutely cannot wait for the Cincinnati trip. I have never been to the Great American Ballpark. I have never had Cincinnati chili. It's going to be a really good time. And then I had not been clocking that September 6th, but I don't see any reason why I can't get up there. Sounds like a good time.
Oh, hell yeah. No, it is. It's going to be, we're going to make sure Johnny has a really good time, and we'll send him out of his bachelorhood in style.
I had my bachelor party 22 years ago in the bleachers.
And you got kicked out of the bleachers.
I did.
Yeah.
And I had an amazing picture back before we had digital cameras. So this picture has been lost to wherever, of me vomiting Guinness. Just a brown stream of Guinness.
Dark brown stream. People probably thought you were throwing up blood.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So, do you have a TFC? Because I don't have anything because it's technically not a Sunranto show.
Right. Yeah. Well, every time is a flat circle. I do have a TFC. This one is just a weird one that I found on Blue Sky. And I'm going to throw it up here real quick. So this is Max P. the Third, and he says, "We've created one of the most anti-human pro-capital nations on Earth. What gives? Why are people dying earlier?" And he's posted a link for Slate website, and it says American millennials are dying at an alarming rate. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why is this in the Cubs thing? And then I see right below, Democracy Manifest says Elizabeth Wrigley Field. Man, they're just toying with us at this point. And I look, and yes, this article is by Elizabeth Wrigley Field, Andrew Stokes, and Jacob Bohr. And so I'm like, oh my God, they just pointed out like some really bad AI, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, but it's actually a person named Elizabeth Wrigley who married somebody named Field.
Boom. Yeah. So Elizabeth Wrigley so Chainmailed Heart posts, Elizabeth Wrigley Field has never been to Wrigley Field, but loves her instant icebreaker name. And it says, it shows like the first line of the story. A sociology professor and a philosophy professor walk into a bar. She's Julia Wrigley. He's Hartree Field. Romance bloomed like ivy. And so this woman is a real human being.
She didn't have to hyphenate, though.
No, that's what her parents did that.
Her
parents
did it.
Were Julia Wrigley and Hartree Field, and when they got married, they just became the Wrigley Fields. And so this is her name. And I don't know. This just kept blowing my mind on multiple levels. As I just went deeper and deeper into it, I just like, I can't believe all of this is happening. And how in the hell do you grow up? This is a woman who is a full-grown adult and has a job at Slate Magazine. How have you never gone to Wrigley Field if that's your name?
Good thing you didn't marry Cynthia Mouth. And you didn't be your kids would be named Cottonmouth.
Right. Yes. Yes, because that's exactly what I would have done.
Or Michelle Gin, and your kids be Cotton Gin.
Oh my God, that would be really bad because my oldest is named Eli, and he would be Eli Cotton Gin. and that would be
Appleseed, right?
That would be terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a weird CFC. I just had to throw it in there because I found it. And I mean, yes, apparently Elizabeth Wrigley Field is a real human being out there.
My friend Kelly Dwyer, her uncle married somebody named Barb who took his name. So her name is now Barb Dwyer.
Oh, nice. Actually, since we're talking about it, my aunt's name is Polly Cotton. Yes. How do you do that? Like, I honestly, I'm sorry. If my name's Polly and I start dating a guy and I find out his last name's Cotton and that my name would then be Polly Cotton, in the freaking like 70s, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, Polly Cotton.
I'm just not doing this.
Yeah, then she'll marry somebody named Blend. And it says, my name's Polly Cotton Blend. Yeah, no, that's wild. No, names like that are fun when they're real.
Yeah, when they're real. Yeah.
Fun, yeah. Like Dick Pole, for example.
Dick Pole. Yeah, Yumper has a guy in here, Richard Head. Yep.
Yeah, Dick Head.
Yeah. There's and that was the bit we used to do with all the crazy baseball player names. We'll do that again in the off season.
Well, we never did the hashtag chance. So
all right, let's do the hashtag chance and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
And while we're at it, I was at dinner last night with my two children. They are both gone now, off to college, and it is very weird in my house because there's no kids. But we were talking about The Simpsons, and we were talking about the baseball episode, and something that I had forgotten about the baseball episode is that Mr. Burns pulled Darryl Strawberry at the end of that game because they had switched to a left-handed pitcher, and so he put Homer in. Or something. He switched out a lefty for Homer because he hit right. And I had totally forgotten about that.
Yeah. Justin Turner. All right, let's draw it. Who's going to win it? Look, I'm in there too.
Oh, you are in there.
Yep. And Sunranto's in there.
Why?
Because I did it. And I win.
And you win.
I'm going to write myself a note.
The note's going to say, don't enter your own name, dummy.
No, I wanted to see what would happen. That's the first time I ever played.
Actually, and that's funny because I've only ever played it once, and
you won.
It's right back. It's right there. It's sitting on my John Baker.
All right. Well, that was fun. Hopefully, this West Coast road trip is fun. They usually aren't, but what you gonna do?
Well, I mean, I just hope for a better lineup. That's all. Look, just prove me wrong, Jed Hoyer and Craig Counsell. Put out the lineup that I want, and if you lose, I will buy you a steak dinner anywhere you want. Or we'll go to the Hotel Zachary. I will drop like $4,000 on your dumb asses. Just put the fucking lineup I want on the field, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Just call you before every game, like, what should I do? And it'd be like, all right, I just finished Cubs pod, so I'm totally prepared to tell you.
Actually, I can't do that. I can't afford that. But what I will do is you can both come to Iowa City. I will take you up to Cedar Rapids to Colin Ray's bar thing, and I'll buy you mozzarella sticks like Shambi did. Did you hear about this?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Before we get out of here, I just have to say, this, yet another reason Shambi is the worst.
How about when he called the guy safe at home, like safe, and he was so sad. Everybody was on him this week. Everybody's woken up now.
Finally. Yeah. Oh, once again, we have been here for years on this shit, and everybody's finally catching up. But so Shambi is there, and they're talking about how at this bar in Cedar Rapids, you get a free drink every strikeout for Colin Ray. It's not too many strikeouts each game, so they can afford that, right? And right before the play, he says, JD, you buy some Mozzie sticks for everybody if they go 6-4-3? And then they went 6-4-3. And JD was like, yeah, I'll do that. But that's the kind of asshole Shambi is. That's the thing that you say before a play. You're like, because you love a team and you're like, you know what? I really want this to happen. I will buy everybody mozzarella sticks if this happens, and I'll be on it. But no, Shambi's like sarcastic piece of shit. He's like, you know, it'd be funny. Let me fuck JD on this and make him do it if it happens, you know? And that's what happened. And that's the kind of shit Shambi is doing. And that's why I hate the guy.
Slow clap. Well, I'll leave everybody with this because Joey Wrigleyville Bum, also known as Rancher of the Year, he just made this and texted it to me, which is pretty funny, which is Kyle Tucker and Dr. Nick, the Cubs team doctor. Hi, everybody.
And look at Tucker's hand too. That finger is a nub.
It definitely broken.
3-finger Brown would love to have that hand.
Yeah, he could. Yeah. In fact,
Dominic Galoro has corrected me. The corner tap in Cascade, Iowa, wherever the fuck that is. I live here. I don't know where Cascade is.
I believe it's right next to Dawn Dish Powder.
It is underneath my sink. That is exactly. Yeah. And with that, we have got to be done.
right next to Finish. There you go. Now we're finishing. All right, that's it.
I'm laughing, but I'm angry inside.
It's funny. His accent didn't sound Finnish. All right. Spagog. Gabby Hartnett, Ernie Banks, Ryan Sandberg, Solly Drake, Sammy Sosa, Fergie Jenkins, Anthony Rizzo, Billy Williams, Andre Dawson, Jason Kendall, Davey Johnson, Rob Justrisny, Nick Martini, Carlos Zambrano. Kerry Wood, Frank Chance, Charlie Root, Bill Hans, Mark Grace, Leon Durham, Ted Lilly, Sparky Adams, Johnny Evers, Bob Rush, Jody Davis, Guy Bush, Manny Trio, Eddie Stanky, Billy Herman, Hank White.
The Chicago fire has just kept on burning from the South to Irving. In the Chicago fire, Wrigley would have burnt up, but it wasn't built yet.
Woody English, Johnny Kling, Lanny Randall, Jeno Tang, Jimmy Ryan, Aaron Heilman, Bill Madlock, Mark Pryor, Jack Pfister, Lon Warnicki, Chris Bryant, Stan Hack, Cy Block, Lou Johnson, and Brock, Ron Say, Vic Keane, Dexter Fowler, Willie Green, Kevin Foster, Sheriff Blake, Ryan Dempster, Sammy Drake, Bill Lee, Rick Sutcliffe, Jimmy Slagle, Lee Smith, Ray Sanchez, Mike Perez, Aramis Ramirez.
Chicago fire has just kept on burning from the South to Irving. In the Chicago fire, Wrigley would have burnt up, but it wasn't built yet.
Larry French, Derek Lee, Kenny Lofton, King Kelly, Mel Hall, Cleo James, Rick Russell, Junior Lake, Cap Benson, Hippo Vaughn,
Oh, Kiki, Kyler, Tom Burns, Greg Maddox, Pete Lecoq, Doug Glenville, Les Mann, Bobby Scales, and Scanlon, Hank Sauer, Kyle Hendricks, Larry Jackson, Milt Pappas, Jake Fox, and Arietta, Phil Cavaretta.
The Chicago fire had just kept on burning from LaSalle to Irving. In the Chicago fire, Wrigley would have burnt up, but it wasn't built yet.
Terrence Gore, Sam Full, Bruce Suter, Travis Wood, Jeff Reed, Bill Krieg, Larry Cox, and Schlafly, Sergio Alcantara, Steve Lake, Albert Almora, Dave Clark, King Cole, Marlon Bird, Ron Santo, Bob Buell, Steve Trout, John Baker, Three Finger Brown, Rick Monday, Cal McVeigh, Jeff Pico, Felix
The
P.A.
Chicago fire had just kept on burning from LaSalle to Irving. In the Chicago fire, Wrigley would have burnt up, but it wasn't built yet.
Ed Rulbach, Bill Dahlin, El Tapine, Zimmerman, Ray Mack, Max Flack, Matt Stairs, Ian Happ, Andy Popko, Marvell Wynn, Mitch and Otto Williams, Scott Bolin and Sanderson, Bob O'Farrell, Rick Wilkins, Dansby Swanson, Silver Flint, Javi Baez, Danny French, Chad Godin, Peaches Graham, Ray Grimes, Dennis Lamb, Jimmy Sheckard, Bobby Bonds, Larry Boa, Jim Edmonds, Chris Morrell, Hiram Bithorn, Brian LaHare, Darrell Ward.
Chicago fire had just kept on burning from LaSalle to Irving. Then the Chicago fire would have burned the Cubs in 1871. The Chicago fire had just kept on burning from LaSalle to Irving. In the Chicago fire, Wrigley would have burnt up, but it wasn't built yet. In the Chicago fire had just kept on burning from LaSalle to Irving.